What's up, guys? It is RGT85. Happy Monday, but of course we've got some stuff to talk about because yesterday's video about the Nintendo Switch price drop is actually real and it's actually hitting retailers right now. So I kind of want to explore this whole situation, what it means for the future of the Nintendo Switch. But first I want to talk briefly about a game that I've been playing that really hasn't been getting a lot of shine, and I think it's a game that a lot of Nintendo Switch owners might want to check out. So if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, be sure to like and share the video as well. But without any further ado, let's talk about these stories. And like I said, we're going to kick things off with a game called Ultra Age. Now, a lot of people, when I was on the Spawncast this past weekend, were asking about this game in the chat, and I was like, I don't know what this game is. I've never heard of it. So I ended up picking it up for $29.99, and I played it for about 3 hours or so. I'm not going to have time to do a full review of the game just because I have other things going on and other reviews that I'm working on, but I'm actually pretty impressed with this game. If you're a fan of games like Devil May Cry, I think this game is definitely a game worth checking out. It's kind of like a Devil May Cry, kind of like with a sci-fi theme to it, and I think it works really well. There's a lot of different weapons you get, and all of these weapons that you access, you can actually upgrade them individually, and you can switch weapons on the fly. You get about 4 different weapons that you can upgrade and things of that nature. There's all sorts of upgrades for your character as well, as far as the traversal system, dodging, and being able to avoid attacks and whatnot. It's a really good feeling game. It's not the best looking game in the world or anything like that, and there are some problems with the camera from time to time, but overall I've been pretty impressed with this game. I believe that there's actually a free demo available on the Nintendo Switch eShop right now if you like what you're seeing in this gameplay trailer, because I think it's definitely a game worth checking out. It's got some really good reviews. I believe it's about 12 to 15 hours long. Like I said, I'm not going to have time to do a review of it myself, but I definitely want to recommend this game to you guys if you like these sort of action games that, you know, like Devil May Cry, the old school God of War and stuff like that, because I think they have a good place on the Nintendo Switch, and you're probably waiting for Bayonetta 3, which of course we talked about yesterday. Make sure you guys check out that video if you haven't yet. But yeah, Ultra Age is definitely a game worth checking out if you're a fan of this genre of games, and something I definitely recommend. And speaking of yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that it appeared that the Nintendo Switch was getting a price drop on the base model in Europe and the UK, basically that whole region. And this was based on some information that was given to us from a Twitter account that seemed pretty reputable, and it seemed like this was going to be happening on today, on Monday. Well, it looks like this has actually been confirmed. The Nintendo Switch base model did get a price drop in both Europe and the UK, and it's basically very interesting because I kind of want to explore what this means going forward, because I definitely don't think that this is just a one region thing. I think this is something that's going to be slowly rolling out to other regions. So basically, the Nintendo Switch base model, which of course is the standard Nintendo Switch, not the Switch Lite or the Switch OLED that's coming out, used to be £279.99 in the UK, and now it is £259.99 in the UK. So about a £20 difference there as far as the currency is concerned. In other European territories, it used to be 329.99 euros, and now it's down to 269.99 euros. So that's a pretty steep jump there, about 50 euro price difference from the original price to the new price of this system. Now, all of these prices haven't really hit most major retailers yet. You can get it from like the Nintendo online store in the UK and in Europe and stuff like that, but a lot of other retailers haven't really caught up to this quite yet, because I feel like this was a surprise to them. Now, if they watch my videos, this wouldn't be a surprise because we talked about it yesterday on the channel, but you know, what can you do? You just got to try to get more people to watch and more people to subscribe, because once in a while I know what I'm talking about. So it seems like there are some shops in the UK region that are actually lowering it even more than the MSRP price, but this is basically the new MSRP price, the manufacturer suggested retail price. Now, some people are saying that this could be based on things like currency conversions and whatnot. It puts it more in line with what the Nintendo Switch prices are in the United States as opposed to what they were, which were a bit more inflated when you know, put currency conversions into whatnot and everything into that situation. But I think this is much more than that, because the Nintendo Switch has been on the marketplace for, you know, over 4 years now. It came out in 2017, March of 2017, and Nintendo likes to discount prices on other models of their systems when they're introducing new models of their systems, such as like, look at the 3DS. Like, the 3DS got a price drop very quickly because of the fact that, well, nobody was really buying it, but the Nintendo Switch did not have that problem. It was a profitable system for Nintendo pretty much since day one that it came out, so this is something that they didn't really need to do. But with the introduction of the Nintendo Switch OLED model, now things are looking a bit more interesting because you're going to position yourself to have 3 different systems in the marketplace, and that's quite a few different variants. So the main thing about this going forward is going to be options with the Nintendo Switch family, much like you saw with handheld systems from Nintendo. They always like to do different options, and I think that that's a good thing. But having 3 different systems on the marketplace kind of doesn't make sense, in my opinion, when 2 of the systems do exactly the same thing, except one just has a bit of a better screen. Now, the Nintendo Switch Lite, I don't think is going anywhere. It's not really setting the world on fire in terms of sales or anything like that, but at the price point that it is available at, it makes sense as an entry-level Nintendo Switch if you just want to play it in handheld mode. But when you look at the Nintendo Switch base model and the Nintendo Switch OLED model, really the differences are pretty negligible. Now, of course, the OLED screen is going to be a lot more impressive when playing your games in handheld mode. Don't sleep on this OLED screen, people. I think a lot of people are underestimating this screen and just how good it's going to be. But still, beyond that, really the dock has an Ethernet cable port on it, but I mean, you can do that. You could just buy the dock separately if you want to. So like I said in yesterday's video, I think this is more of a phasing out project. I don't think Nintendo's going to hit the marketplace and have these 3 systems be side by side for the eternity of the Nintendo Switch. I think they're going to start to phase out the baseline Nintendo Switch model and just focus on the OLED model and the Nintendo Switch Lite, at least for the near future. Now, of course, we have to talk about that this is just in the UK and in Europe right now, but I definitely can see this spreading to other regions because it just sort of makes sense. This is a way for Nintendo to generate a lot of hype around the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, they have a pretty solid holiday lineup going forward. You know, PlayStation has already sort of blown their load with games like Deathloop that just got reviewed today. It seems to be reviewing very well, surprisingly, which I just could care less about that game. But really, for the holiday lineup of the PlayStation 5, there's not a whole lot going on. The Xbox, of course, has things like Halo Infinite and Forza coming out, but still, the Nintendo Switch is positioning itself to be a very profitable system this holiday season because a lot of people are going to want to pick up this system, especially with a price drop. Now, when can we expect to see a price drop in other regions such as the United States? I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later. You know, I definitely think around Black Friday at the absolute latest, you're going to see this Nintendo Switch base model get a permanent price drop, and that's going to be something that's going to be part of Nintendo's Black Friday sort of celebration where you can pick up the base model Nintendo Switch at a discounted price. But I definitely see this as sort of a phasing out for the Nintendo Switch base model because I think the OLED and the Nintendo Switch Lite are going to be the 2 primary systems going forward. Now, you can always talk about that dreaded Nintendo Switch Pro stuff and all those rumors. Maybe that'll happen in 2022, 2023. Who really knows what Nintendo is going to do with this because there are a lot of options and a lot of different routes that they can go. Do they want to do a full-on successor or do they want to do like a proper refresh of the system and keep that Nintendo Switch line going? Because, I mean, the hybrid market is obviously working for them. It's what people like about the Nintendo Switch. It's honestly one of my favorite things about the Nintendo Switch. So I feel like this is going to be very interesting going forward. Definitely something to keep an eye on. But if you are in the UK or in Europe, be sure to check your local retailers if you've been wanting to pick up one of these systems because now they're going to come at a discounted price, and I think you're going to start to see it in other regions as well. Alrighty, so that is going to do it for today's video. Just a quick little video for you guys. I just wanted to talk about these 2 things. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of all of this. Do you see the Nintendo Switch getting a price drop in other regions like I think it is going to be? Or do you think that this is just going to be in one region, which would absolutely make no sense? And Ultra Age, check out that game. Sincerely, if you like action games like Devil May Cry, I'm having a lot of fun with it. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like and share the video as well. Yes, I have been wearing a lot of white t-shirts, and I know there's going to be people in the comments that are like, "Why are you wearing the same white t-shirt in all your videos? You're lazy, you're bum, you don't shower." First off, I just got out of the shower because I've been working and packing up stuff in my current place right now because I'm getting ready to move soon. And secondly, I bought a bunch of white t-shirts because I don't know where the hell any of my clothes are and what's clean and what's dirty. So I was like, all right, we're going to go on Amazon. We're going to buy like 20 white tees and I'll be good for a while. So yes, they are fresh white tees every day. Like, come on, white tees are inexpensive. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.